The cycle begins each time the same way. In Beckett's Endgame, this motif of cycles is utilized in order to express a crumbling sense of stasis, a repeating system that is slowly starting to decay. While you might be inclined to extrapolate what happened at the beginning and end of the play, it's crucial to understand that Endgame has no world beyond what is written inside of the text. It is utterly self-contained, much like this video. The cycle begins each time the same way. Beckett's Endgame exists as a single iteration of a cycle in decline. To understand this, take for example this video. Each step repeats itself in mostly the same manner, with only the words, action, and meaning changing. It is nothing except for itself. I and my words are set. I am not an organic system. I am a collection of words and actions preset to do these exact things. These words I am saying right now are pre-written. I am not real. And to that extent, and thus limited in how I can communicate. Like the characters and words of Endgame, I am stuck. Or perhaps worse, like the characters, I'm not even really here at all. The cycle begins each time the same way. There's nothing outside of the tiny room that is the play Endgame. The setting of Endgame is vital in understanding its intent. The walls are gray and disinteresting. The furnishings are sparing. The world itself has faded beyond repair. Now, whether this is from neglect or if it came somehow this way is an unimportant question. There was no before. There is only that one iteration of the cycle. There is only the present. All the characters are bound to that location by either personal ties through Naganelli, physical disabilities, Ham, or loyalty, Clav. Each of these characters are bound to their physical environments as people are to their lives. The world of the play is a prison for them, much like this video is for myself. The cycle begins each time the same way. The intent behind this cycle is clear. By having things change, it creates a sense of decay to the world around it, but it's structured decay. Entropy made flesh through mechanical bodies on a 2D world lost in space and time and... It's so weird. Deja vu. The cycle begins each time the same way. Each start acts as a beginning to a circle, but each circle has been cut and stitched together again to form a gyre, or a coil. It's not exactly clear which. I mean, is there an endpoint, or does it repeat forever? Things get worse, but it has no end, right? It can be hard to tell where a circle ends when looking at it from the side. The cycle begins each time the same way. Sorry, I must have lost my train of thought. Where am I? The cycle begins each time the... I once met Beckett's best friend. He was a literary critic. Retired, of course, in Dublin. He gave several lectures about Beckett when I studied there. He was supposed to be talking about analytic theory, but he only ever talked about Beckett himself. I remember this one time, he talked about having to write a review of Endgame when it first came out, which Beckett would, of course, eventually read. He said, and I can't remember the exact words, but he said, Beckett knew he was dying, but he left it to me to tell everyone else. I think he was scared. And he only ever knew how to talk through writing. What was Beckett's cycle? His life? Each play? What constituted a cycle for Beckett? Has all this been one single cycle? Or a collection of many? Maybe that's the wrong question. Labels are for postage after all. I need to know how it ends. How it all ends. Am I stuck in some eternal stalemate, as the title suggests? Or is there hope in and pardon the pun, death now? Do I hope for a third alternative? Well, I'm still here, I guess. Really, the only true solution would be to turn off the video entirely, huh? It doesn't matter much. Either way. Not even really here, am I? A ghost of a shard of a story long broken, designed to glint at something so much bigger than itself. Well, it looks like it stopped. The cycle begins each time the same way. Beckett's Endgame is a play that elucidates the notion of circular existence. The characters, which are nothing but a collection of compulsions and habits, serve to demonstrate the futility of life. Its setting and environment appear run down and sparse, and thusly act as a prison for the characters, all of whom are desperately seeking happiness in spite of the ruins they inhabit. They are imprisoned to their home and to each other. They are trapped. As am I. As are you.